Hey artists, welcome to Frida and Me, Lesson 2, Shadow Box. So this week we are taking all that we have been talking about and learning about with what makes us happy and what helps us persevere through hard times and turning that into artwork. We are going to be making a shadow box, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. We have been talking a lot about Frida Kahlo. She's kind of been our artist of focus. And really, we've learned how even though she faced a lot of hardships and a terrible accident when she was young, she kind of turned towards things to help her get through. One of those was artwork. She hadn't done artwork since she was a kid, and after her accident, she turned back to it because it really helped her in her life. She also turned to animals, and we learned a lot about that in our book, Frida Kahlo and Her Animalitos, that we read together last week. So this week we have our same guiding question, which is, what things make me happy and help me persevere through hardship? And we were adding one more just to help guide our thinking as we move into making our art. And that is, how do the pictures that I choose symbolize this? Symbolize or give meaning to what makes me happy and what helps me persevere. Our learning target is I can create a shadow box inspired by Frida Kahlo, what helps me persevere, and what makes me happy. So we're taking all of those ideas and making it into art, using symbolic images and pictures that we draw or we print out and creating a shadow box from it. All right, so sometimes that can sound very abstract or overwhelming, thinking about how do I make art out of just these ideas of what makes me happy. So I wanted to go through mine to give you a better idea. So I kind of typed out why I chose each of these symbolic images on my shadow box to hopefully help you out. So let's start with the front. So on the front of my box, I included some leaves, a tree, a frying pan with, I don't know, maybe some spaghetti sauce in there, and my family's dog. His name is Cedar. So the reason I chose leaves in his tree is because I love nature. I love being outside in nature, and that really makes me happy and it makes me feel calm. I chose a frying pan because one of my favorite things to do ever is to cook and to bake. It's so relaxing, and I just feel like it's a big part of my life, which is why I included something that symbolizes it, which for me was a frying pan. I included little Cedar because I absolutely love dogs, and they totally make me happy, and I can't wait to get one soon for my own. Okay, if we look at the back, I actually just found this picture of dahlias. This is a type of flower. It's called dahlia. On the front of a magazine cover, so you don't have to draw everything. But I cut this out and I included it here, mostly because it was so bright and colorful and just makes me feel happy looking at it. But also, my family has a farm just for growing flowers, so it just reminded me of my family and their farm. On the inside of this shadow box, because it's hollow, on the inside, just a picture of me and my husband Harry, and that is in the middle and on the inside because it's one of the most important things in my life. And Harry helps me persevere through hardship and encourage me, and he makes me happy. So that's why we're in the middle right there. Okay, you guys, so that kind of brings you through my decision making on my shadow box and how you can kind of start to think about the kind of pictures that you want to have on your shadow box. So before we move to our next video, I want to kind of go over how this lesson will work. So this is somewhat of a big project, but I've tried to break it up into 4 steps. So part 1 is all about kind of prepping your shadow box, getting it ready. Part 2 is, I believe, drawing your pictures and just getting those ready, so coloring them, drawing them, outlining them. Part 3, oh, that was actually part 3, sorry. Part 2 is actually just making the paper, like putting the paper and designing almost the background of your shadow box. Part 3 is actually just drawing the pictures you want to add on your shadow box. Then part 4 is just taping your box all back up together and taking a photo of it and emailing it to me or submitting it to me. Okay, you guys, let's get to creating.